What's up, everyone? Today we're doing exponential functions, and I'm going to show you the part that everyone gets wrong. Now, here's a question. If you fold a piece of paper in half over and over, how many folds until it's thick enough to reach the moon? Most people guess in the thousands, but the real answer is 42, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. Stick around, and I'll give you the one sentence that saves you on the AP free response when they ask you to interpret a growth rate. That part alone is worth staying for. Most students do this problem type completely backwards, and it costs them points every time. Here's why. With the paper, fold it once. It's 2 layers. Fold it again, 4 layers. Again, 8. It's not adding 1 layer each time, it's doubling. By fold 25, you're taller than a skyscraper. By fold 42, you're at the moon. That jump from skyscraper to moon in just 17 more folds, that's the entire idea of exponential growth. It doesn't creep, it explodes. So here's the actual definition. It's simpler than it sounds. A linear function adds the same amount every step. That's what a slope is. An exponential function multiplies by the same amount every step. That number you multiply by is what we call the growth factor. The paper folding is exponential because every fold multiplies the thickness by 2. It's never addition. That's the single biggest thing to lock in before we touch a formula. Here's the notation, and I promise you, it maps directly onto the paper story. F of x equals a times b to the x. A is where you start for the paper. That's one sheet. B is the growth factor. For the paper, that's 2 because it doubles every single time you fold. And x is the number of folds. The rule that trips people up is if b is bigger than 1, you're growing. If b is a decimal between 0 and 1, you're decaying, or exponential decay. It's shrinking towards 0, never hitting it. That's the horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. Now, let's do one example. Bacterial population starts at 500, triples every hour. Find the population after 4 hours. I'll give you a second to solve that question. First, pull out A and B directly from the words. Start at 500, that's A. Triples, that's B, which equals 3. Not 300%, just 3. Now, this is where most people mess up. Watch the step. Triples means multiply by 3, so B is 3, not 1.3. Like a lot of students assume by pattern matching to percent problems. Model is 500 times 3 to the x. Plug in x, which equals 4, and that's 3 to the 4th power, which is 81. 500 times 81 is 40,500 bacteria. Okay, harder one. This is the version that actually shows up on the AP exam. Car worth 24,000, loses 15% of its value every year. This is where most people mess up. Watch the step. Losing 15% does not mean B equals 0.15. It means B equals 1 minus 15 hundredths, which is 0.85. Because you keep 85% of the value each year, A is still the starting value, 24,000. Model is 24,000 times 0.85 to the x. Plug in 6 years, and 0.85 to the 6 is about 0.377 times 24,000, which is around a lot of money, $9,048. Okay, now let's move on to common mistakes. Read traps that cost points on every single AP pre-calc exam. 1. Seeing growth, 15% and writing B as 0.15. It's 1.15. 2. The flip side. Losing 15% isn't negative 0.15, it's 0.85 because you're keeping 85%. 3. Reading this step like addition instead of multiplication, especially under exam pressure, where people default to what feels familiar. Every one of these is a knee-jerk mistake, not a knowledge gap, so slow down and check your B value before you move on. Okay, pause these videos, Pause the video, try these three, and I'll wait. Okay, here's how to break these down. Number one, grow 6%, so B is 1.06. Model is 1000 times 1.06 to the power of x. Number two, decays by 8%, or exponential decay. So B is 0.92. And plugging in 5 gives about 132.5 grams remaining. Number three, B is 1.2, which is bigger than 1. So it's exponential growth. And since 1.2 equals 1 plus 0.2, the rate is 20% per step. If you got all three, you got the core skill down. Nice job. Okay, now here's what I promised you at the start. Every AP pre-calc free response has an interpretation question, and there's one sentence that gets you full credit every time. The quantity is growing or decaying by this percent every unit of x, because the growth factor b equals this value, which can be written as 1 plus or minus r. Memorize that structure, not just the map. Graders are literally checking for those pieces. Okay, so to recap, 1. Exponential multiplies each step. Linear adds. 2. F of x equals a times b to the x. A is the start, b is the growth factor. 3. Growth means b equals 1 plus r. Decay means b equals 1 minus r. 4. Use a sentence stem to nail interpretation questions. The practice worksheet, quiz, and homework are all linked in the description below. Do the work. That's where it actually sticks. See you tomorrow.